I felt guilty all my life for others, for strangers, but at this retreat I found out that this guilty is not mine. This video is my original family constellations, woman's line, mom, me, and what I don't have to carry anymore. My ancestors from mother's side is my feminine energy. That is my mom, my grandma, and like this to 7 generations. And also it's my own inner child. And I don't really have a good relationship with my mom. I have been in a therapy for many years, but apart doing self-digging in your past and winning to a psychologist, I could not get anything else out of it. I decided to go to retreat in a deeper unconscious study. Initially, for any family constellations, for any work, you do need a certain request. And my request for this family constellations was happy relationship, because I do have questions about it. We took a person who will be my request, and in my energy field, he is just trying to feel something. Whatever he thinks or he feels, it's not longer about him. It's about my life and the person I named him. It's really amazing how this is not longer a person's feeling. Person has absolutely different emotions and thoughts as well. That's why we have a guide which one helps us and lead us, and she's guiding us through all these feelings and emotions to take it out from our body. And actually this is emotions, it's exactly blocks in our bodies. And in my life, I don't communicate with my mom because of the money issue. I was helping her financially since I was 16. And when I stopped to give the money, our relationship went bad. And to this day, as soon as I started any financial relationship with someone, they're immediately going bad. And this is exactly what I want to change. So as you understand, we take mother figure and we also pulling out from my request so that there are no mixed feelings. And since I had a very difficult childhood and my mother is really survived with me all her life, she remembered it to me all her life as well. That is imposing her feeling of peace on the child. There are no my true emotions. There are my mother's glasses through which I look to this world. And many of you do the same thing. I took over my feelings with my mom and lived with this all my life. So even if I don't communicate with my mom, there always will be another person who will behave exactly as I unconsistently want it, because I'm already used to it. And as soon as we talk sensually, we began to look where it's in my field, where it's in my body, and my chest started to hurt. And I remember that all my childhood, I had a problem that sometimes I could not breathe. Like I feel like I have not enough oxygen. And to get rid of this feeling, we need to realize, feel it, and pull it out of me, as well as express everything to figurature, in my case, the figurature of my mom. And I did not dare to say all my life, I need to give this guilt back to my mom because it's not mine. And by feeling when such a block comes out of the body that has lived in your body all your life, in its place, emptiness is formed in this emptiness. Those feelings that have been suppressed, and that need to be lived. That is, if we do not live feelings at a certain stage of time, but simply block it, it does not mean that they are not longer there, and they are not simply claimed and at one point, and it will not manifest themselves most often in problems with the body, with health. And after we pulled out this block and to live through that pain, those feelings need to feed on new pure energy and give ourselves time to learn these new sensations. Since I never had faith, even in God, that He will help me support, and we choose the figurature for the God to feel the support that is needed, even if your parents do not support you. There is a God. You can call Him wherever you want, and He will always protect you and help. Just remember that. And since all my life, I've been carrying my mother's sorry, so I have to give it back to her. And to this empty place, my mom returned me back something what I was missing to feel full-fledged. And it's something get loaded into us. It means something is taken away from us. Mom gave me guilt and it took away from me the resource, the will. As soon as such healing takes place, our blocks need to be filled with new energy, and with the help of our guide, we are filled with new pure sensory energy. So we are getting back to my life, which I perceived as my mom. That is, felt guilty towards absolutely strangers and did everything they want for them. So I solved my problems with my mom. That is, the figure who is responsible for these people now has no more power of my life. And we express our gratitude to this figure in our lives because thanks to her, we passed this lesson. Because now there is no feeling of guilt in front of the person, the relationship will develop in a new way. And since we healed my guilt, and now I can connect with my feminine gender and take energy from them. I thought so. First of all, the probability branch has changed and I have become closer to my goal. After that, we ask for price from our family to fulfill our desire, and female energy is the energy of relaxation that needs to be accepted, but it's possible only if the chain of generations is built without problems. And again, my situation are just at the energy level. You feel that the energy is not good, and in this case, I felt suffocation. It's very difficult to write in words, but it's very crazy. It's also to feel it. In my family constellations, we talked to my great-grandmother and gave her program back to her that suffocated me. There was a completely different energy, the energy of happiness, freedom, and relaxation. You can absorb it. And to integrate new energy into life in physics, you need to do 3 tasks. And here's my goal voiced these 3 tasks in physics. The first task is to swim in a pond or in a cold water. The second task is to buy a vibrator. And the third task is to, instead of a straight practices, we assign all figures back in ordinary words. We are no longer my goal. You are Tanya, you're no longer my mother, you are Dina. And at the end of the practice, we give reading to our family. We thank you for their help. Today, we allowed a new branch of probability, a new line of life for each of the girls. We made tribute to the ancestors, an angel, and a mentor. And the family constellations lasted about an hour for each girl, her requests and desires. And now it's dinner time and we are going to celebrate our little victory.
I regained my will, I returned my mother's guilt, and only after going through pain can you open the way to freedom. But this is only part of the way. In the next video, I will go further. In the father's line, there's a different story and different wood. Thank you for passing this part with me. See you in the sequel.